All right, how's everyone doing tonight? Tonight we are continuing our playthrough of Fate Stay Night Remastered, the Unlimited Blade Works route. So now we're trying to figure out what to do now that Berserker's been taken out, and Shirou and Rin have no idea what servant that left they could possibly team up with. And what's worse, Berserker was taken out by Gilgamesh. Nope. Okay, there we go. Took too long in that one. All right. So let's pick up where we left off. Which was oddly in the middle of a chapter for once. February 13th. Unlimited Blade Works. 14. Night Stay Night. It's a simple plan. The process will change depending on the situation. Our only objective is to confront Castor as a result. It doesn't matter whether that situation is only for an instant. Castor is the weakest servant when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Even if she may be a servant, we have a chance at winning if we can fight her 2 against 1. Tosaka's gems and my projection magecraft. It's not a battle we can't win if we make full use of our individual powers. That was the conclusion that we reached, and we go out of the forest believing in that. We don't exchange words after that. There's one reason. We're desperately bluffing so that we can deceive ourselves. The sunrise is gray. The sunlight is blocked by the clouds, obscuring the light of dawn. A cloudy sky is above us. The sky that is closer to gray than black reminds me of that time 10 years ago. Is it going to start raining soon? A dull white sky. That man was standing under the cloudy sky that smelled like it had just stopped raining.
やはり来たか。君の性格は把握している。必ず何らかの策を持って戻ってくると思っていた。
He stares at Tosaka with cool eyes.
悪いわね、あっちゃ。その期待には応えられないわ。私たち見ての通り都市空間だもの。1日考えたけどなんにも策は思いつかなかったわ。
何？
信じられないでしょうけど、今日は玉砕に来たの。けど少しぐらいの運は残ってたみたいね。あなたがここにいるってことは、セーバーはまだキャスターに逆らってるってことだもの。
Then there are 4 opponents. If we break through Archer, the gatekeeper, we can fight Castor and Assassin head on. Our plan is that we break through Archer together and confront Castor with the 2 of us. That's the lie Tosaka made up.
そうか。キャスターとエミやシロ。天秤はキャスターに傾いたのだな。リン。
Archer's impressive question.
ええ、自分でも自分の性格が嫌になるけど、生まれつきだから変えられなかったみたい。結局ここ一番で私は非人間だった。
Tosaka answers with an emotionless voice and steps forward.
シロ、アーチャーはあなただけを襲ってくる。フォローはしないわ。私はあなたが殺されている間にキャスターと戦ってみる。
As if that's a crime. Tosaka apologizes with her back, as if she was intending to use me as a sacrifice from the start. How stupid of her. She didn't have to say such a thing. Don't worry about it, idiot. I also know your personality. Tosaka, it's your principle not to do anything that you don't have a chance of winning it, right? That's why I knew. This is certainly the only way we can win.
Shiro,
Her back that didn't have any hesitation shakes slightly. Oh. That's all the apology I need. Go. I'll hold Archer down. I'll hold him down, and even if it's with will, at least until... I'll hold him down, even if it's with will, at least until you get inside the church. I control my breathing and turn the gears of my engine. My condition is better than ever. I can project the same swords as him right away in this state.
ありがとう。ごめん、シロ。
Tosaka runs. Archer lets her go as if she was not in his sight from the start.
上出来だ。無能は無能なり。身をわきまえたか。
He admits the intent to kill, as if to say he won't let me go this time. Trace. On. I project the twin swords. The match should be made in an instant. The only things on my sight are Archer and Tosaka's back running to the church. Was it over in one blow, or was I able to hold down a few times? The battle ends, and I look up at the sky with a limp body. A gray color covers the sky. It should start raining soon. The cloudy sky is close, and the clouds block my hands like a wall. Tosaka, please be safe. My body is burning. I hear the faint sound of flames from the church. The sun is too far away from my powerlessly extended hand. That sky was as if I went back in time to 10 years ago. Dead end. I didn't even get to make a choice. Oh. I'll surely be killed, so if I... Stop the man! My frozen body bursts out. My feet lift me up, and my arms grab the railing at the same time. I see Tosaka's face as I do so. She's biting her lip in frustration, glaring at the tragedy happening below us. I know. It's obvious Tosaka wants to stop him as well. But we'll be the ones killed if we do so. There's no way we could stop him. That goes the same for me. I know that it's stupid of me to die while trying to save the dying girl. I don't care about that. I can't leave that girl be. That's what overtakes my mind. I jump over the railing. Tosaka and Shinji both looking surprised at the intruder, but that man doesn't even see me jumping down. The man reaches out to the girl in white. Stop! I yell at the top of my lungs. I stop him with all my might.
Oh.
The man stops his arm that he tried to extend, and slowly he turns toward me by the wall like a grim reaper has found his new prey. Interlude 13-2. Unlimited Blade Works. Going back over a month, he was summoned to this world before anyone else. He was not summoned to this country, a faraway foreign country. The ground is constantly covered in white, the sky is always gray, and the castle is built hidden in the mountains. It is always winter in that land. Coldness and stagnation, barrenness and longing. They are like living corpses, cutting off their connection with the present world and waiting for a reproduction of a miracle. The winter coldness takes away their human warmth, and the stagnant world won't allow them a new lifestyle. His family were seekers of the Holy Grail, Spring won't come for the Einsberg family until the day their dearest wish is fulfilled. It has already been 10 centuries since they started the search for the Holy Grail. After using every possible method to get close to the Holy Grail, they were eventually able to cast the Holy Grail out of iron. However, all they could make was the vessel. No mystic dwelled within it, and they kept casting vessels that would never be filled. But a foreseeable end comes to those days. They performed a ritual to fill the vessel with the help of outsiders. The result was both a success and a failure. The Holy Grail was made. Through this, the Holy Grail would be filled. But it made many enemies at the same time. Even as the supposed owners of the Holy Grail, they were reduced to mere providers of a service, no better than any other mage. Their tenacity is abnormal. No, ever since they almost obtained the Holy Grail 1,000 years ago, they had lost their minds. They broke the rules and constantly pulled the strongest card. The first time, they did not have the leeway to do so. The second time, they finally found a loophole in the rules. The third time, they summoned what they shouldn't have. Then the fourth time, they were sure of their victory after gaining the strongest card in its manipulator. The results were a crushing defeat like never before. Of all the servants and masters, they chose ones who betrayed them. The man destroyed the Holy Grail, leaving his daughter behind in the Winter Castle. They were furious at the man's betrayal and lamented their mistake. They could not trust outsiders after all. Only one of their bloodline, their family's creation, who had inherited magic circuits perfected over generations, could obtain the Holy Grail. They had a backup plan to start with. Then the fifth time, they made certain they prepared the strongest master and servant. That was him. 2 months before the Holy Grail started, every rule was broken for him, Berserker to be summoned beforehand. The days that followed were only to hurt the human that would become master. The command spell engraved all over the girl's body was only to control Berserker. It did no good as a magic circuit and drained her life away. Even just a slight move by Berserker would make the girl scream. It's no wonder. It was 2 months until the Holy Grail would appear. The only thing keeping this great hero in this world was her magical energy and command spell. Berserker was not created from the magical energy of the Holy Grail. No matter how special she is, keeping Berserker using only her own magical energy is like taking her own life away. Ilya can't catch a break! Knowing that, they still did not allow for her to rest. They abandoned them in the winter forest, filled with a pack of hungry beasts. They gave them over to the corpses possessed by evil spirits. They were even thrown into the wasteland where they disposed of their failed experiments. The only way for the girl to survive was to rely on the giant, the only thing that she had been given. It was beyond training. It was a fight for survival. Yet the girl survived. She had the giant attack the oncoming enemies. Every time, she would let out screams of anguish, but had him ceaselessly eliminate everything that attacked. He himself does not know when that process became a special one to him. Despite the girl's young appearance, she hated whining. Everything that came out of her mouth was an insult. She must have instinctively known that if she was going to lament, she would become stronger if she hated the cause. The girl despised Berserker for being ugly and cursed his existence. It was natural. The girl would not have to suffer if he had not existed. She would not have been thrown into such a nightmare if she had not been chosen as master. The girl detested the giant for everything and used him as an outlet for her anger. The girl got used to controlling Berserker, and by the time the Holy Grail showed signs of its appearance, the pain that attacked her disappeared. The girl took away reasoning from the giant as if in revenge, treating him like as a mute, mad warrior. But he already knew that was the girl's utmost resistance. By doing so, the girl hid her own weakness, that she could live by herself. She held her head high since she didn't need any allies that she could trust or friends that she loved. That was her way of disguising that she had nothing to call her own.
バーサーカーは強いね。
In the winter forest, the girl hesitantly touched his arm, stained red from the enemy's blood. Surrounded by a pack of beasts, the girl braced for death even as she desperately denied it. At that time, he was not able to move without an order from his master, so he was the first to become the beast's prey. The pack of beasts pierced his arteries, tendons, and eyeballs with their fangs. The girl screamed seeing that. Yikes! Ah! Apparently Hurt can't catch a break either. Wait, hold on. That is just like his feet buried in the snow, right? Right? He's not like standing on stumps, right? He couldn't remember what she said then since he had his reasoning taken away. But the girl screamed not for her sake, but for his. Even though he destroyed her arm every time he swung his own, she endured it so that he did not die. That's why both of them were covered in blood. The giant was covered in the slaughtered beast's blood, and the girl was covered in her own blood. He remembers that winter forest, the weight of the girl that leaned on him, crying tears of pain. And he realized, in that small, cold castle, that he might be better be of better service to her if he could figure out how to transform into a tank. The black giant was the only one that the girl talked to.
やだよ、バーサーカー。
She comes into view. It was the same time as that time. The girl is running to him crying, which he had not seen since she had become a master. And the man slashes her. With a horizontal flash, the blonde enemy takes away the girl's vision. Her face is covered in red. The blind girl runs in spite of that, tripping over rubble. The slender body falls. There, the enemy's sword is swung. Oh, you gotta do this to me again? The sword misses her heart. Her lungs must have been pierced, as the girl is coughing up blood still on the ground. It is not an instant death, but it is fatal. The girl is left with nothing as her vision is taken away, her lungs are broken, and she even lost her servant. If she could die peacefully, it might at least be a salvation she could just go to sleep right there. If she could just go to sleep right there. However,
痛い。痛いよ、バーサーカー。
oh, now you're making it worse. The girl is moving forward, leaving a trail of blood behind. She crawls toward the black giant, fumbling and crying in agony. How much power is left in him? He breaks the chains with all his might and grabs the man. The magical spear is thrust. The spear pierces the giant's heart. And it ends. The man pulls out the spear as if nothing happened, and the remaining power in the giant completely disappears. His body disappears. The power that was giving him form had completely disappeared. Then, all there is left is for him to disappear. The servant lost all his magical energy, and has no power to stay in this world any longer. He falls to the ground, but in his final moment, he sees the girl fumbling around for him in his peripheral. Strength returns to his collapsing legs. The law of magecraft that built him. The regulation of the world that hates inconsistencies. And the body of rock that crumbles away as sand.
バーサーカーは強いね。
He pushes away every power that tries to eliminate him just with his will. I can't disappear yet. He is probably the only one who she could rely on. In order to support the lonely girl who insulted him, but still believed in him as her only reliance.
どこ？わかんない。真っ暗で何もわかんないよ。まさか。
This couldn't have just been an anime-only moment, could it? With her vision taken away, the girl is crawling with her arms stretched out. She must want to feel him, as she cannot see him now. Her hands covered in blood grope at empty space, trying to verify his existence. There is no power left in him. There is nothing he can do. Berserker will fall here and die here. His body has died, and he has no strength to support his falling body.
だから私は安心だよ。どんな奴にだって。バーサーカーさえいれば負けないもの。
But not this time. His mind is dead. Supporting his body with a mind and a will that should no longer exist, he leaves this world. Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. His body has not fallen, still invincible. As if to say that his body cannot give up until the end for the sake of the girl that relies on him. And the girl reaches him. The hand that was only grasping the air finally touches something. Coughing up blood, the girl clings onto the hard body. She cannot see anymore, but she can still feel him. Berserker hasn't lost. She cannot see for herself, but Berserker is strong as always.
よかった。ずっとそこにいてね。バーサーカー。
Strength fades from her body. Everything hurts and she's scared, but it's all right as long as he's here. He always protected her. He was scary, but he was really nice. His big body is like a father's, so she really wanted him to pick her up at least once.
暗くても怖くないよ。バーサーカーは強いんだもん。こうしていてくれれば、私は安心できるから。
She rests her body on him. She feels like a hard and big hand is placed on her head. It's probably true. He should be patting her head if she opens her eyes.
ちょっと寒いね。
Her body is cold. Recalling the forest from that time, the girl laughs. It was a long time ago. Recalling the giant that protected her even while getting injured, she happily falls and loses consciousness. Interlude out. First you start me off with a dead end, and now that. The man reaches out to the girl in white, who peacefully fell asleep. Stop! I yell at the top of my lungs. I don't consider my own danger or what could happen to me.
Oh?
The man stops his arm that he tried to extend. Behind him is Shinji, surprised at my intrusion. He smiles ominously. Wait! My shaky throat speaks before I can think. However, there is no way that man will stop. I couldn't even tell him to stop. The man pulled something out of the girl's body with his bare hands, with a smile still on his face. A red, dripping object that looks like a fruit. The thing in the man's hand is, without a doubt, the girl in white's. My mind burns down. I lose my sanity as fear of being killed and hatred of wanting to kill him gets muddled.
観客がいたか。俺の勇姿を見たいという気持ちはわかるが。
The man still holding the red thing in his right hand.
身の程をわきまえろ。王に命じるとは何事か。雑種
He fires one of his countless noble phantasms at me. Oh, okay. So it is the same. So it is the same. Same one as before. Yeah. I was wondering why it was asking me to, if I wanted to skip something that I shouldn't have already seen. Yeah, so we'll go through all this. And we walk towards her, the center of the hall. With gray sunlight coming in from the ceiling, the girl is sleeping, covered in rubble. Okay. Hang on for a second. Enjoy the music. All right, I'm back. Her eyes don't open. Looking up close, the girl is not white at all. The girl covered in red all over looks nothing like before.
シローのせいじゃないわ。分かってるでしょ。私たちじゃこの子を助けることなんてできなかった。
I know. I've been taught that there are people I can save and people I can't and cannot save. I knew that I would be putting my own life in danger if I tried to do things that are beyond my capacity. But still, I still wanted to save her. I don't want a child to die. I don't want anyone dying in front of me. Asking for help, not being able to save someone asking for help is more scary and painful than anything. There's no way I can apologize, and I don't know her well enough to apologize either. This girl has nothing to do with me. I understand that without having to be told, but why? Oh. Why are these eyes crying irrelevant tears?
どうして？
Tosaka?
どうしてよ。あいつの前に出れば殺されるって分かっていたでしょ。なのにどうしてイリアスフィールを助けようとしたの？結果はどうあれ、イリアスフィールは敵だった。なのにどうしてこの子の死にそこまでしてやれるのよ。
Did she seriously just ask me that? Tosaka's eyes were serious. I have no reason. I stopped them because I just wanted to save her. There's no other way to explain it. After Tosaka glares at me.
そう。前から異常だと思ってたけど、今ので確信したわ。
Okay, so yeah, this This is my favorite part from the anime.
シロ、あなたの生き方はひどくいびつよ。
Or this conversation. She tries to open the lid that I've kept closed this whole time. Distorted?
そうよ。自分より他人のが大切なんて生き方は間違ってる。いい？他人を助けるのは自分が愛されたいからだなんて一般論を口にしてるんじゃないわ。そんな偽善とは別のところで人間は自分を一番にしなくちゃいけないの。そりゃ他人が一番のやつだっている。けどそもそも自分っていうのは計りにかけられない別格なのよ。言うなれば計りそのものでしょ。なのにあんたはその計りを壊してどうでもいい他人を助けようとする。ええ、それでも構わない。あんたが自分のないただ生きてるだけの人間ならそれもいい。けどシロは自分があるじゃない。そんな確固たる自意識があるくせに自分をないがしろにするなんてできないのよ。そんなことを続けてたらいつか必ず壊れるから。
No way. I can't break down. In fact, I do this in order not to. I try to save people that I could not save so that I can hold my head high.
いいえ、もう十分に壊れてるわ、あなたは。だから言ってよ。10年前に何があったかは知らない。けどあんたがおかしくなってるのはそれが原因なんでしょうから。
Tosaka seems like she's got tears in her eyes. Why is she making such a face? It's almost as if she knows that I'm going to spend my life trying to help others without getting anything in return, so she's trying to earnestly stop me.
学校の時もそうだった。あなたはあれだけの死体を見てとんでもなく冷静だった。私でさえ死体と勘違いしたっていうのに一別しただけでみんなが生きてるって読み取っていた。それがずっと変だって引っかかってた。魔術師としてろくな教育を受けていないくせに殺し屋になってもすぐに自分を落ち着かせていた。死体を前にして憤ることはあっても死体そのものに嫌悪を抱いてはいなかった。それはきっとあなたにとって人の死は見慣れたものだったからよ。それだけのものを10年前に見たっていうことでしょ。
Used to see? Yeah, it's not like that was my first time seeing them. I think about the students who were on the floor at school, Ryder, who was unrecognizable by the time she died, and that girl sleeping in front of us now. To me, the people who died in that incident from 10 years ago are the only ones that went through inhuman deaths. But that's wrong. The fire 10 years ago saved me. That cannot be the cause for why Tosaka is criticizing me right now. No, Tosaka, that's not it. I was saved, that's all.
助けられた？あなた10年前の火事の時に助けられたのね。それがエミヤキリツグだったの。
Yeah, that's right. But that's it. That isn't the cause for anything. My heart aches when I answer. My body is telling me that's a lie.
じゃあ他には何かなかった？ずっと後悔しているようなこととか、助けられる代償にエミやキリツグに取られたものとかなかったの？
There's no such thing. Kiritsugu just saved me. And there was nothing to be taken from me. Hang on just a moment. There's no such thing. Kiritsugu just saved me, and there was nothing to be taken from me. I shouldn't have had anything then. I saw many corpses. I died at that time and was reborn. I don't have repentances about the path I took. My eyes lost their hatred. My hands lost their anger. My feet lost their hope. And I lost myself there. So why? How did I gain the strong sense of awareness that Tosaka speaks of? That is, I had accepted death. I knew that I was going to die. Even though my body was saved from such a situation, there's no way my mind could have been saved as well. At that time, I just admired something precious, but still empty inside. No, I didn't even put it in my memory. That's why I didn't realize even until now that that's what really saved me.
シロ、やっぱり何か契約でもさせられたの？
No, he didn't take anything away from me. I only received a world like a nightmare. In a place where every person except for me died, I was saved. Nobody saved me, and I wasn't able to save anyone. In my final moment, he created something that I thought was a miracle. I remember his eyes that peered into my eyes, and his voice pleading for me to live. On the verge of death, I thought not about how I was saved, but the fact that someone was there to save me was such a wonderful miracle. That's what I admired. I had nothing left, not a single thing. That's why I ended up admiring the figure that appeared right before my eyes. That's why I only had that. That's the only emotion I had while being saved. I was happy. I cried. That's all I could think about. So, that's the only emotion I could create. Yeah. You're probably right. It's twisted to prioritize others over myself. There is something seriously wrong with the procedure. But I'm the only one who is saved. I thought about it at that time. That if such a thing happened again, I need to save everyone in place of all those that I couldn't save then.
それがおかしいって言ってるのよ。いい？助かったんならまず自分を大事にしろっていうの。死んじゃった人たちには悪いけど、あんただけが助かったっていうのはただの偶然よ。ならその幸運をかみしめなさい。それだけひどい目にあったんだから、あとは楽しくやんなきゃ嘘でしょ。
Tosaka is seriously angry. Yeah, that makes me really happy. I finally realize now, since Tosaka is that kind of person. Question I've been wondering about all by myself. I wanted to become a hero of justice, so I always tried to help others. I noticed there was something wrong with that method, but I couldn't understand what. But that became clear so easily, thanks to the person who gets seriously angry for my sake.
何よ、これだけ言ってもまだわからないわけ？頭くるわね。そんなに分からずやだって言うなら、あんたとのコンビも。
No, I get it. I said that you're right.
なら。
But I can't listen to your warning. There is something wrong with me, but it's fine. Because there's no way that wanting to be of help for someone can be a mistake. So, I answer her with as much gratitude as I can.
まったく、そんな顔されたら何も言えないじゃない。
Tosaka must have felt awkward as she turned her back to me and walked away. And then...
まあ仕方ないか。こうなったらもう私が何とかしてあげるわよ。
She takes a deep sigh and complains. The sun sets. We return to the hall by the time the gray sky is tinted a crimson color. The girl's corpse is not on the mountain of rubble. Tosaka and I just buried her in the courtyard. Perhaps because that's what always happens to servants. The black giant's remains had weathered into sand. But even if it was just sand, we still buried it in the same coffin as the girl.
さて、これからどうするかだけど、考えはある？
I'm thinking, the situation got worse again. We have to sort things out a bit.
そうね。最大の敵だったエリアスフィールとバーサーカーはいなくなったけど、代わりにわけわかんないやつが出てきたし。サーバントは7人しか呼ばれないはずなのに、あいつで8人目でしょ？どう見ても既存のサーバントじゃなかったけど、シンジのやつ、どこであんなのと契約したんだか。
The eighth servant, huh? I don't think that man who Shinji brought along can be treated as a servant. A heroic spirit that absolutely dominates other heroic spirits. He has a seemingly endless supply of noble phantasms and is a demon without any human emotion. Gilgamesh. He's the only hero who appears in ancient Mesopotamian myths, right?
ええ、半神半人の英雄。ウルクの王、不老不死の探求者。この世の全てを治めたとされる暴君だけど、まさかあんなイカれたやつだったとは思わなかったわ。バーサーカーをこともなげに倒したことといい、あいつ本気になったセーバーより強いかもしれないわね。
Tosaka's voice doesn't sound sharp. It doesn't seem like it's because the new enemy that appeared is tough. What's wrong, Tosaka? You seem like you want to say something.
ちょっとね。あいつ確かに強かった。あれだけの数の宝具を持ってるんだから、その力は一級品でしょ。けど実質はどうなのかなって。私、あいつとバーサーカーにそう実力差はないと感じてたんだけど。
She ponders. Wait. Does Tosaka not realize how strong he is? No, he himself is about as strong as Saber or Berserker, if not weaker. First of all, the strength of heroic spirits depend on how famous they are in their territory, right? There aren't that many people here that know about Gilgamesh.
それはそうだけど、知名度による実力の変動だってそう大きいものじゃないわ。
Yeah, I wouldn't call Final Fantasy V the best representation for inspiring popularity.
私にはどうもあの金ピカは反則めいて見えたんだけど。
Tosaka's calling him by a strange nickname. Well, that aside, he did. All the noble phantasms he had were real. No, they must be the original weapons that the noble phantasms were based on. Gilgamesh is the hero of the oldest myth and a king who indulged in every possible luxury. If that's the case, it's no wonder he possesses all the originals that are the basis of myths from every land.
じゃあ何？あいつが出してた宝具は宝具じゃなくて、ただの武器ってこと？
I'd assume so. His noble phantasm itself is most likely his warehouse. His warehouse where he kept all the treasures he collected when he was alive is his noble phantasm.
そっか。ならバーサーカーが叶わないのも当然よね。英霊たちにはそれぞれ弱点がある。すべての宝具の原型を持つんなら、相手の弱点となるものを持ち出せばいいだけの話だもの。
That's right. If there's a chance of victory, it would be that he has not fully mastered each weapon yet. If he is not a bearer that can master his own weapon to its fullest potential, like Saber or Lancer, then I feel like there's still a way to win. Well, that aside... Hey, Tosaka, this has nothing to do with anything, but why is he a goalie?
いや、それはその、髪が金色だったからとか。
What are you saying? Then you would have called Saber that too. Goldie. It sounded like you said it with a lot of meaning behind it. I think you said it because you noticed something else, right? Don't hide it now. You noticed something, right, Tosaka?
ちょっと違うってば。私のはシロみたいに真面目な話じゃないから、あんまり追求しないで。
Yeah, right. You wouldn't call him a goalie for nothing. Come on, spit it out, Tosuka. I want as much information as possible right now.
ああ、
I stare at Tosuka. After a few seconds, Tosuka must have given up as she lets out a big sigh. She knows how loaded he is!
だからそれは
Make of that what you will.
あいつ高価そうなのいっぱい持ってたでしょ。それでものすごくお金持ちなんだろうなって。
Okay, I wasn't expecting to be right.
だから金ピカ、あの金ピカすっごい贅沢してそうじゃない。
Tosuka scratches her cheek as she looks off into the distance, laughing uncomfortably. How scary. It seems like anyone rich is considered a goldie to Tosuka. And what's more scary is that Tosuka was able to tell that Servant's true nature just because he seemed rich.
ともあれ、厄介なやつが出てきたものね。8人目のサーバントって時点で破綻してるのに、そいつ自身がジョーカーなんだもの。
Wait till she finds out how many gems he's got stashed as well. And wait till Ishtar finds out how many gems he's got stashed.
問い詰めようにも監督役の綺麗は行方知れずだし。
And we're calling him missing because we can't find the body, and if there's no body, they can't prove he's dead.
まあ、今はキャスターの方が大事だから後回しにするしかないんだけど。
That's right. Caster's storing more power as we speak. Saber, who is resisting Caster's control, won't be able to defy any longer. No. In the worst case, there's a possibility that even Saber is on the enemy's side now. Yeah. We couldn't get Iliasville's help, but that doesn't mean we can let her be. At this point, we should think of a way to defeat Caster with just the two of us.
そうね。何のアイディアもないけど、やるしかないか。
Yeah, I've seen how that plays out. It does not end well. Tosuka sighs and sits down on the rubble. Man, I didn't think we'd be having a strategy meeting at a castle. I follow Tosuka's lead and sit down. Well, we'll be able to stay warm here at night. We might even be able to find the magic items Iliasville had. And the moment that we let our guard down.
やめとけやめとけ。お前たち二人だけで裏をかく？そんなの通用するわけねえだろ。間抜け。
A fed up voice echoes from the front entrance. We jump to our feet right away and face the front.
いつぞやの夜以来だな、お二人さん。お互いしぶとく生き残っているようで何よりだ。
Lancer! I quickly concentrate and connect my magic circuit. The man that appeared is definitely Lancer. He speared my heart that night 10 days ago. I can't let that happen again. I need to at least let Tosuka escape before he swings that spear.
シロ離れて。あいつは私が引きつけるから、その間にあんたは2階に。
Tosuka, run! I'll hold him back, so you run outside.
ちょっと待った。あんた、自分を大切にしろってさっきの話、全然聞いてなかったみたいね。
She lowers her left hand that she pointed at Lancer and points it at me. But even if she threatens me like that, I also have complaints. Don't be ridiculous. I refuse saying that I wouldn't listen to your warnings. It's my role to do fist fights. This is my second time fighting him, so I'm more suited for it than you.
そんなわけないじゃない。相手は歩兵よ。飛び道具がない相手に飛び道具である私が逃げてどうすんのよ。
That's why! Can't you tell that it's over if he gets close to you? It's fine, just let me back up from a distance. It's fine, just back me up from a distance.
バカ、援護なんてできるか。あいにくそんな器用な魔術なんて知らないわよ。やるならあんたごと吹っ飛ばすに決まってんじゃない。
Don't come out with that destructive trait of yours! First of all, why do you always try to be so flashy? Try doing something modest for a change. You really can't brush off what Caster said when she said she didn't need you.
なんですってこの
And we argue for a few minutes, trying to push each other away. Just about when we start to wonder how this started and how to get tired. Just about when we start to wonder how this started and start to get tired. We notice Lancer observing us with a smile at the entrance of the castle.
あ、もう終わりか？別に急がねえから最後まで済ましちまいな。相手への不満はとことん吐き出しといた方がいいぞ。
I cough in regret and glare at Lancer. I take a half step forward and Tosaka is slightly behind me. Jeez, there wouldn't have been a problem had we been like this from the start.
ああ、待て待て。せっかく同意を得たところ悪いが、こっちに戦う気はない。見るに見かねてな。少しばかり手助けしてやろうと出しゃばりに来たわけだ。
What? Hold on. What did he just say?
聞き違いかしら。今手助けをするって聞こえたけど。
なんだ、わかりづらいか？なら言い直すか。お前たち二人だけではキャスターたちには太刀打ちできん。できんだろうから俺が手を貸してやると言ったんだ。
My eyes widen, but Tosaka quickly grasped the situation.
そう、本当に出しゃばりね、ランサー。聞くけど、それはあなたのアイデア？
いや、俺のマスターからの指示だ。キャスターたちがああなっちまった以上、一人きりの身としては協力者が欲しいんだと。
まっとうな理由ね。けど、それなら私たちよりもっと頼りがいのあるやつがいるでしょ。
Is she talking about Shinji and Gilgamesh? Tosaka seems to be trying to find out whether Lancer knows about Shinji.
いや、あれはダメだ。とてもじゃないが性に合わん。戦力的には申し分ないが、いちいち背中の心配をするのも面倒だろう。
正しい選択ね、ランサー。けど、それもあなたのマスターの指示ってわけ？
それも違うな。あんたらを選んだのは俺の趣味だ。一度面識がある分話が早いだろう。
Well, who else would he choose? Everyone else besides Gilgamesh has been recruited by Caster, except for Ryder, who is dead. He says casually. It seems like fighting Archer and stabbing me in the heart are the same as becoming acquaintances in his mind. Hold on, Lancer. I was almost killed by you twice. You think that I'm going to trust your words?
思っているさ。お前の参謀はさっぱりとしたいい女だからな。そんな女が手を貸すってんだから、お前だって物好きなお人よしなんだろ。
I frown unintentionally. I'm troubled that Tosaka, who's supposed to be my ally, is nodding at Lancer's words.
そういうわけだ。だから協力できるって思ったのさ。ああ、言っておくが、お前たちがじゃない。お前たちなら協力してやっていいとこの俺が思ったんだ。
I honestly can't tell the difference in the way he reworded it.
大した自信ね。協力しようって持ちかけておいて、選ぶのはそっちってこと？
ああ、初見からあんたのことは気に入ってたんだぜ。美人で強情で肝が据わっていると来ている。女をマスターにするんならな、あんたみたいなのがいい。
Huh. So, Lancer, how familiar are you with computers and the moon? Lancer looks at Tosaka with cool eyes. I don't like him for some reason.
いいわ。私は賛成。けどまだ決定じゃない。
To be fair, Shirou, I wouldn't be cool with a guy who stabbed me in the heart either.
エミヤ君が信用できないって言うなら、この話はなかったことにするけど。
だそうだ。どうする小僧？ お前器を試されてるぞ。
Lancer looks at me, trying to suppress his laughter. My answer is, I don't mind, but under one condition. We have to accept his offer. Even if he is an enemy, his argument is correct. Tosaka and I alone can't beat Caster. There should be some hope if we have Lancer's help. However... Alright, I'll believe your argument, but under one condition. I'll accept your help in defeating Caster, and we'll trust you. But...
その代わりなんだ？俺のマスターを教えろってか？
No. Even if we're cooperating, stay away from Tosaka. The air freezes. Lancer becomes speechless, as if he was completely caught off guard.
なるほどなるほど。そりゃそうだ。俺のマスターなんぞよりそっちの方が何倍も重要だよな、坊主。
He starts laughing as if it's the funniest thing he heard. What? Is that bad? Just letting you know, I won't let you have Tosaka.
まさか悪くなんかね。むしろ見直したところだ。いや、いいね、お嬢ちゃん。坊主、あんたにぞっこんじゃないか。
何言ってんのよ、あんた。私とシロはそんなんじゃないわよ。そう、私たちはただの協力関係なんだから。
そうか？
なんかムカつくわね、あんた。何よその見透かしたような顔は。ほら、シロもなんか言いなさいよ。私たちはただの協力関係だって。なんか言いなさいよ、バカ。これじゃ本当に私たちが付き合ってるって。
だから本当も何もとっくに出来上がってんだよ、お前たち。傍から見てる俺でさえわかるのに、当の本人たちがごまかしてるだな。ああ、こりゃこの先も大変だぞ、少年。
Lancer makes a sympathetic gesture. Well, I already know that Tosaka is a handful. I reply with a sour look to let her know that there's no problem.
ほう、そりゃ頼もしい。んじゃあ俺もそれなりに気を使ってジョーちゃんと付き合おう。だがまあ、からかうと面白いジョーちゃんなんだな。道中楽しませてはもらうぜ。それぐらいの見返りが構わねえだろ。
No, I think some might call that karma. All right, let's go with that. We'll get your help until we defeat Caster.
決まりだな。んじゃまあ、とりあえず握手と。
Lancer comes up to me unarmed and shakes my right hand that I awkwardly put out. There are worrying factors, but we'll be able to obtain a reliable ally. All that's left is...
このかったばきた。いいわよ。あんたたちなんてこっちから願い下げよう。こうなったら私一人でキャスターをとっちめるんだから。
How can I calm the roused Tosaka down? I like the relationship that Shira has with all the girls on some level. But to me, my favorite is with Rin, because it's the healthiest. To me, it's the healthiest relationship. Now, the problem, I like Shiro and Saber, but a lot of the problems they have is that they're both too busy trying to save save each other. It's like the pot calling the kettle. That same time, sometimes it seems like the pot kettle calling the kettle black. If you take my meaning, and Sakura, we'll get into some of the time, but I'm assuming a lot of you know how. A lot of you have seen the Heaven's Feel route or the Heaven's Feel movie, so yeah, you know, what's going on with her. It's like we walk in the forest at night. Although we don't know what his intentions are, having Lancer's cooperation now means we don't have to stay at the castle. Lancer must have taken a liking to Tosuka as he keeps messing with her and getting hit by her.
ちょっとあんたね、ちゃんと自分のマスターがいるんでしょ。ならキャスターを倒したら敵同士になるんだし、話なんかしてもしょうがないでしょ。作戦会議以外はみんな無駄口よ、無駄口。
Lancer, don't take it personally. She told me the same thing a week ago.
なんだ、敵になるからって話はなしか。見かけによらず余裕がないんだな。相手が敵であろうと気が合うなら膝交えて語り明かすってのが情だろうに。
いつの時代の人間よ、あんた。そういうね、明日には殺すけど今日は親友だなんてのは今時流行らないの。やるとなったら徹底してやらないと相手にも失礼じゃない。
はあ、そりゃまたつまんねえ世の中になったもんだ。
Lancer never learns. I feel like they've been repeating the same kind of conversation for a while now.
それよりランサー、自分の役割きちっと分かってるんでしょうね。
ああ、梅雨払いは任せておけ。お前たち二人でキャスターとそのマスターと戦うんだろ。俺の役目はアーチャーの相手だ。最悪セーバーもどうにかしなくちゃならんが、まあ抑えるだけなら問題ない。
Yeah, I just thought about it. You know, going back, thinking about it now, it kind of reminds me of Otaku Daikun's video about the about what it means to be a hero in Fate Zero, and it's like different answers for the trolley problem. You got Kiritsugu who would pull the lever and sacrifice the few to save the many, only to realize that he keeps pulling that lever so many times that the few that he sacrificed becomes the many. And then you've got Shirou where the fate route, his answer would be to just blow up the trolley. Whereas with Rin, with Rin, the answer would be like get everyone off the track, get everyone off the tracks first. The more practical solution. And then you've got Sakura, who he just says, Sakura's more important than anyone else. I don't know, just throwing out random thoughts. Make of it what you will. I'll have to do something about Saber as well in the worst case, but it should be no problem if I just have to hold him down. Lancer speaks objectively. He isn't even scared of fighting both Saber and Archer at the same time. Come to think of it, Saber told me when we were training in the dojo. She said Lancer is the best among the servants when it comes to just surviving. She praised him, saying that he had excellent agility and plentiful combat experience, and that he would be an impregnable defense if he went into defense. He must have fought many battles from disadvantageous positions when he was alive. The aloof man must be a heroic spirit who ran through the jaws of death many times and survived. That's fine, but Archer and Saber aren't the only enemies. There's also Assassin under Caster. Then that means you then that means you may have 3 opponents in the worst case.
ああ、そりゃやべえな。あの野郎は苦手だ。できれば1対1でもやり合いたかね。あの手のやつは遠くから仕留めるに限るが、ま、その心配は不要だな。アサシンは教会には現れない。
どうしてそう断言できるのよ。キャスターが竜道寺に戻らないなら門番としてアサシンだって呼び戻すんじゃないの？
いや、アサシンはキャスターが呼び出したサーバントだが、それゆえに制約がある。奴はあの場所そのものに呼び出された英霊だ。竜道寺を離れることはできんし、何よりキャスターが呼び戻さんだろう。あれはキャスターがマスターに黙って独断で召喚したサーバントだ。マスターが教会にいる以上は隠し通すし、おいそれと竜道寺を手放すこともできまい。
She won't let go of Ryudo Temple? So that means...
聖杯の召喚場所があの山だからだろうな。知っているか？聖杯戦争は今回で5回目だが、聖杯が呼び出される土地は4カ所ある。そのうちの1つが竜道寺であり、教会でもあるわけだ。ちなみに3回目の召喚場所は教会だったらしい。4回目はどこぞの平地だったそうだ。
How would he know where the fourth one was summoned? He wasn't
へ
there.
え、戦ってれば幸せみたいな人だと思ったけど、意外に物知りなんだ、あなた。
単にマスターが小難しいやつなだけだ。お前たちの事情に関心があるわけじゃない。
Oh, right.
けどそっか。じゃあ今回の召喚場所って1回目と同じ場所に戻ったってことなのね。
Tosaka mumbles while she ponders. Lancer watches her with delight and walks on in the dark forest. It's deep into the night, and the date is long since changed. Dawn should be breaking by the time we get out of this forest and return to town. I mentally prepare myself as I walk. We will challenge Castor one more time in a few hours. I won't hesitate, even if that girl has become our enemy by then. We'll defeat Castor. I have to accept that that's the top priority right now. We head to the battlefield. No matter what awaits for us at the church at daybreak, we can't stop now. And stopping is exactly what we're going to do. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'll try to get back on this tomorrow. No promises, but I'll see you guys later. And have a good night.